Hello everyone, good afternoon and welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre here in Manchester for the first of our two finals today. It's the women taking centre stage first off as the Thames Valley Cavaliers take on the Reading Rockets. Of course, Hemel Storm and Derby Trailblazers will follow on at 3:30. Tip-off for this game is scheduled for 1 p.m. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a very cold northwest of Manchester. John Hobbs here alongside Caroline Bullock and the Titan of Northampton, Will Reid. Will, welcome, and Caroline, welcome. It's going to be a great day of basketball, and a new name, Caroline, will be on the edge of the trophy today. Thames Valley, only formed in 2018, taking on the Reading Rockets, looking to make it third time's the charm, of course, since 2010, 0-2 in National Cup finals in agonising circumstances as well. But what a game it's going to be today.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a really great matchup today. As you say, Thames Valley only formed 2018, first time in their history they've made it to the finals. They were knocked out in the semi-finals last year by the eventual winners, Stockport, the Division 2 winners, and Reading. It's been a long time since we've been able to take that trophy home, so we're going to be in for a real battle today.
Precisely, and Thames Valley, the last time they were here, as we mentioned, they lost in the semi-finals to Stockport, so a bit of redemption. Even though it's against a different team, they'll want to have a trip home that they can remember. Yeah,
when you've got that close, and they lost by 2, and it was in the last few seconds as well, so when you've got that close and you've got just to push a little bit more to get over the top, and they have. They've still got one more game to go, but it definitely will make it a bit sweeter for them to be here today.
Absolutely, and Will, we were speaking this week about the junior setup of the Reading Rockets and just how proud and how much pride they take in developing the youth players. The women's team, no exception at all. They invest in youth. They've got some veterans in the team. Christina Karpova being one, coming over from Solent this season. But for the Rockets, just what does it mean to have invested in youth for basketball?
For investing in their youth, it just makes them got a good future ahead of them. I mean, looking at San Francisco and Phelan, they look like they're going to be really good prospects for them moving forward. So, I mean, having a youth program like JMA, it just means that they've got themselves a good handle on what they're going to do for the future. So, I mean, Reading has a great program, great offense, great defense. Really good options that they're going to have today. I'm really excited to watch this game, especially the inside presence that I see.
And we just saw on the screen Christina Karpova right there. Caroline looking to make it third time lucky. She doesn't have a very good track record here at the National Basketball Performance Centre, but she wants to get that right today. And she leads, in a way, and as the veteran of the team, she leads a Reading Rockets team that last season were on the brink of relegation, and if it wasn't for Stockport wanting to stay in Division 2, might have even gone to Division 2, but that's a conversation for another day, of course. However, Reading are flying at the moment, and first final in quite a while, with Christina leading the way as the veteran. It'll be a fairy tale for her, won't it? Especially after the disappointment and the heartbreak of last season.
Absolutely, yeah. So last season, obviously, Christina was with the Solent Kestrels, who were here, lost that one, and yeah, it's been really, really tough for her. Her veteran leadership as well. She's come into this Reading Rockets team, and she's such a crucial part of the squad, being able to lead these players as well. And it's great for them to see someone that's achieved what she has and plays the way she does, to be able to look up to her and follow that lead as well. And we know what a problem she is from 3 when she can get going, and if she can get that going today, it's going to be difficult for Thames Valley.
Absolutely. And Will, on the flip side, on Thames Valley's side, Kat Goldsby, of course, the undoubted leading scorer of the team, but being a forward for the Northamptonshire Titans, there's one specific player that you are really looking forward to watching, and that's forward Elan Tvillian, who has been a player of the week, almost has a game that resembles your game, really. Inside, bit of a bruiser, can can shoot the jumper on occasion, but likes to go inside. That's one player that you want to see today, isn't it?
Helene is someone that I'm looking at, especially with 13.2 rebounds per game. I'm really excited to watch how she battles and gets her rebounds in. Maybe take some tips from her as well at the same time. And she's also 6 in blocks in the league as well, so it's going to be really interesting how Reading deal with her inside presence.
Absolutely. And we are here in the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester for the first of our 2 finals here today. This game due to tip off at 1 p.m. with the men's final, due to tip off at 3:30. But before we get to the game and before it all starts, let's go with the 2 coaches who did the pre-game interviews just beforehand.
Coach, congratulations on making today's final. Last year, knocked out in the semi-finals by the eventual winners Stockport. How are you feeling about reaching here today?
Look, we're really excited about making it to the final. It's the first final for our women's team and the first National Cup final for our club. So, we're looking forward to it. We want to make the most out of the experience. Yeah,
definitely. And you haven't played Reading yet this season, so how have you been preparing for them?
Look, we've studied their tape, and our objective, like always, is to go out and focus on the things that we do well. And we believe if we're successful doing the things that we're good at, we should be successful in matches, and that's what our game plan is.
And you have players like Kat Goldsby, Faith Okwosa, who have been with the team for a long time, a lot of veteran leadership, and Reading a relatively young team. So how do you game plan for maybe a slightly quicker team that you come up against?
Yeah, well, the quicker team will be determined in a few moments. Yeah. I'm not going to say that's necessarily the case. Look, it's like we prepare for all of our opponents. We go through, we try to put our work in during the week. We focus on what we need to focus on to play our game. We do look at what are the strengths and the weakness of the opponent is, and then we go out and do our best. We believe if we're able to execute and play up to our potential, we'll be successful, and that's what our objective is today.
And how important is it to have a showcase like this, like we have for this weekend for women's basketball in this country?
Look, I think it's absolutely vital. The women's game gets better and better each week. If you go back a few years ago, the game might have been a little bit boring, but if you look at the game today, it's exciting. We're getting better athletes in the women's game every single day. The pace of the game is getting faster, and it's going in the right direction. And I think people that watch this game today, I think they're going to come away with a very, very positive feeling for women's basketball.
Definitely. Well, thank you for your time and good luck today.
Oh, thank you very much.
Coach, congratulations on making the final. You had a bit of a tough road to get here, a tough semi-final against Loughborough, but you were able to pull it out in the fourth quarter, I think a 10-0 run to end the game. How are you feeling going into this after that experience?
We are feeling so good to be here. It's an statement that the team is working so hard. We have a goal at the beginning of the season that it was to reach this final. Hopefully we can get into the league final as well, and we're here. I mean, we are training every day for this. And this is the game that we love. That's it. Now, I'm just expecting a lot of energy from the girls, and we will be fine.
Okay. And a relatively young squad, I guess, compared to Thames Valley. How do you prepare for more of a veteran team?
With this team, it's so easy. The oldest people is pushing a lot. It's not just my job. Gracie, Carlota, Candela, all the old players, they are doing a great effort with that. I think we are the 4th youngest team in the category after Ipswich, Cola, and London Lions, but it's just so good. It's just so good to have these old players that they have a lot of IQ, a lot of knowledge. They are trying to help the young ones, and you can reflect that on court. You can see, you cannot see the difference, to be fair.
And does that give you a lot of confidence, maybe, for some of the players? You don't always have that experience, so it's a brand new thing, but they can go into it with no fear.
Yeah, they can go inside. I mean, we have all the positions covered with all people. I mean, the veteran people. And the young people is just learning too fast. It's a great example for everyone, even for me. The seniors are too close to them. Even they are close to me. We have a lot of talks during the week, and we are here in the same way, just to try to win this.
Yeah, and you haven't played Thames Valley yet in the season, so this is going to be the first matchup so far. They knocked you out in the cup last year, so how much is it going to mean if you can knock them out today?
I think it's going to be a tough game. It's going to be so physical, but I think we are going to be fine. We have quite a big team as well. sometimes we're struggling with a fast team, small teams, younger teams that they're running all the time. They're playing a lot of one-on-one. But let's see how they can stop us as well. It's not just about them. We are so focused in our main. At one point, one of us has to win, the other one has to lose. That's it.
Exactly. Well, I'm expecting it to be a great game today.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations on making the final and good luck for the game.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
National Cup final starting with the Thames Valley Cavaliers, the designated home team here in Manchester. It's a bit of a distance from Uxbridge College, but there you go. So for the Cavaliers, obviously it's hard to overlook players like Kat Goldsby, of course, an absolute star, and Ellen Trillian, of course, a monster on the boards and a great inside presence. Is there anyone else, Caroline, that takes your pick?
I think you've always got to look to Faith Okwuosa as well. Such a talented player, 2.6 steals per game, which is 10th in the Division 1, 1.1 blocks as well, and she also adds in on the offensive side with 2.5 points, but that scoring is not necessarily what Faith will do best. She is such a presence on the floor, so definitely a place to watch out for.
Absolutely. And now we'll switch our attention to the pride of Berkshire, the Reading Rockets. And, of course, we spoke about Chrissy Karpova. Losing Candela Nunez is a huge loss for the Rockets. But they've motored on, they've got results. They're here today in the Women's National Cup final. And there's a lot of great talent there still that you can see on the team sheet.
Absolutely, and someone that you absolutely have to watch out for is Lindsay Clearly. 13.9 points per game at 10.3 rebounds, but it's 4.7 offensive rebounds that is really going to make a difference for them today. So Thames Valley, best offensive rebounding team in the league, but they're coming up against the best offensive rebounder on the Reading Rockets.
And well, you were talking before we went on the camera about how this will be a battle of going inside, trying to forget about the three-point shot and getting your points inside. That'll be vital for both teams today, because both teams shoot around the 20 to 25% mark from the three-point line. So it's all about the battle of the boards and how you can score inside and even capitalise on second chance opportunities.
For sure. I mean, it's definitely going to be a battle of Helene and Lindsay clearly as well. Them two at 10.3 and 13.2 respectively on rebounds. Those are the two that are going to be battling. I feel if one gets the advantage, I think that's going to be the key to the game. Obviously, you've got your offensive threats from outside, but I think it's going to be a battle of rebounding. Whoever rebounds the best out of those two, I think is going to be a telling sign of who's going to win this game.
Absolutely. Starting fives for today's game, starting with the Cavaliers: Kat Goldsby, Stussy Chokovic, Robin Ainge, Faith Okwuosa and Ellen Trillian. For the Reading Rockets, Carlotta De Margalina, Mika Maya, Lindsay Cleary, Sayoa San Francisco, and Tayona McKay. Today's officials: Jordan Radwell, Daniel Cox, and just recently getting his PhD, Doctor. And he made that really known as well. Excuse me as my mic just nearly went off. Dr. Michael Diamond Hunter. So referees sporting some, we were talking about, there was a bit of a talking point yesterday. These three officials sporting the new referee kits for the remainder of the season, and well, they're not going to go unnoticed, are they? Let's put it that way.
No, they are not.
Hopefully we'll get a quick glimpse of the referee attire in just a sec, but sporting the high-vis look, there they are in all their glory. As you see, Reading Rockets coming onto the court, aiming for their first National Cup success. It's a storied franchise built on youth development and looking to lift the Women's National Cup today for the Thames Valley Cavaliers, only formed in 2018, looking to win their first ever piece of silverware. If you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, everybody, welcome. Great to have you on board for our first British Basketball Cup final of the season. And straight away, Kat Goldsby kicks it out to Elan Trillian, whose shot is short. Goldsby gets the rebound, and Ainge will reset. Ainge driving, and Ainge gets it to go. First points on the board for the Cavaliers.
And you see there how important Kat Goldsby is, following the ball and getting the rebound, making the pass out, getting it to the right player.
And a foul called. That's on, I believe that's on Čukovic. That'll be her first foul of the day. Almost like a Duracell bunny is Stusi Čukovic, and the defensive assignment will be on her as she is marking Seoa San Francisco right now. Here is Mackay. Here is San Francisco with 4 to shoot. The floater is long, and Goldsby with a second rebound already. Goldsby takes it strong, blocked by Mika Maya, and it will be a Cavaliers ball. Straight away, though, a statement of intent from the Cavaliers, as you see on the replay, the block coming up there from Maya.
A little bit of afters there as well between those two.
Driving to the hoop, beautifully done.
And Goldsby's setting the tone really
Absolutely
early here.
Score there for the Cavaliers. It's 4-0. That was Faith Okwoza with the 2 as Kat Goldsby putting pressure on Mackay. San Francisco with the long jumper. That was a 3. It's long. Ball batted around, and Trillian comes up with it. Ainge driving inside, and she's going to go to the foul line. Robin Ainge really attacking the Reading Rockets defense right now. That's already 2 team fouls for the Rockets, and the Cavaliers have a chance to go 6-0 up. That's Lindsay Clary's first foul of the day.
And that's something that Reading will need to be a little bit careful about. If Lindsay clearly gets into foul trouble, that's not something anybody wants to see on Reading. Obviously, it's early, but you just need to be able to not let that happen.
Robin Ainge with WBBL experience last season with the Leicester Riders. Of course, mixed that with playing time at the Loughborough Riders last season as well. First season at the Cavaliers. Was 3 for 5 from downtown in their semi-final win over the City of Birmingham Rockets.
And a previous player with the Stockport Lapwings as
And
well.
exactly, and experience with the Stockport Lapwings. San Francisco for 3 at the top. That's clipped to the right. And Reading just struggling to find their rhythm in the early going here, trailing 5-0. Reading already 0 for 3 from the field.
Sometimes it can be a little bit of nerves to start off. You're obviously in a big final. We've got a crowd. It's a different atmosphere. Sometimes you just need to see that first shot go through the basket, get the confidence, see one drop, and you'll settle down.
Goldsby on the turnaround.
It's the intensity of the on-ball defence as well from TVC is really telling at the moment. It's making decisions for Reading quite difficult. So it'll be interesting how they manage that great cut.
But beautiful cut, and San Francisco with the first points for the Rockets. That was a beautiful cut off the screen. And that'll do Reading's confidence the world of good after 3 straight misses. Goldsby driving, absorbing the contact, but misses everything. Reading go again. Cleary goes glass, too short. And Trillian with the rebound. And Ainge will just slow it down. Goldsby a long 3. And that's off the back iron. And a foul called there on Čukovic. That's her second foul of the day as well. So Coach Banks will take her out of the game, and Izzy Lisk will come into the game for the first time for the Cavaliers. Margalina to San Francisco. Phelan, excuse me, that's Mackay, sorry, driving to the hoop, but a foul has been called.
And that was a great pass inside, you can see on the replay there, to get the ball inside, draw the contact, get the foul.
And Mika Maya, a Dutch national, going to the line, strings the first. Of course, if you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome everyone. Great to have you all on board. The Women's National Cup final. Of course, it was a fairy tale turned reality last season as the Stockport Lapwings defeated the Solent Kestrels, but there'll be a new name on the cup today. As a turnover there as Faith Okwoza asking a little too much there of Izzy List. And Reading get the ball back. 7-4, with just under 4 minutes gone. Maya, De Margalina. San Francisco, those two linking up really well at the moment, De Margalina and San Francisco.
These screens are causing PVC some problems as well. Communication possibly might be a breakdown, but the last couple of plays down, Reading have got some really good actions off of these screens.
As Krishy Karpova is about ready to check in. Referee's just unsure. I think it might have been with the undershorts that Karpova is wearing, but referees are now happy and she will come in and Tiona McKay will take a seat.
It'd be interesting to see how Karpova's presence as well affects how Reading are setting up here.
Chinwara Wonsi was going to come in, but Rob Banks sits her straight back down again. And as play continues, here's Clary looking for options, but finds nothing but the out of bounds. And Cavaliers certainly have started the stronger of the two teams at this moment, as Chinwara Wonsi will come into the game now, and Faith Okwoza will take a seat.
That on-the-ball defence is really giving Reading a bit of an issue right now. They can't handle the pressure that's being given. Here's a trap.
Reading just looking to pressurise as Trillian gets it off of Wonsi, gets a second bite of the cherry, and a foul has been called. And Elan Trillian will go to the foul line, a 79% foul shooter for the season. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, Will, a player that you've been wanting to watch for sure this weekend, and
she's showing me that I'm right in my estimations at the moment when it comes to
absolutely
when it comes to their inside presence. Rebounding on both defense and offense has been good so far. Let's see how she is from the line at the moment.
Had a few double-doubles this season, actually made the Focus Hoops WNBL Player of the Week in the first week of December. Did Elan Trillian, as Cavaliers now lead 9-4 as we enter the halfway point of this first period. As Mackay's short stint on the bench ends and she's back on the ball. Here is San Francisco. Lindsay Clary will take a seat. Here is Mackay. Maya. San Francisco in the corner. It's too long. And Goldsby and Carlotta de Margalina were fighting for it. And it will stay with the Rockets.
San Francisco's got up fake at one point. She's had 3 threes now and she's missed all 3 with no really action other than taking the shot straight away. She looks to up fake, maybe take a dribble and go to the basket. Make the defender think rather than just staying on the same shot.
And coming into the game, Jade Blackburn for the first time, and the actual team leader in three-point percentage at 33%. Number 14, here is San Francisco. Inside to Maya, shot clock down to 5. Karpova fumbled it. Maya has it, goes glass, too long.
And you see the strength of that Thames Valley defence as well. They're just doubling clearly as soon as she gets the ball inside.
Goldsby driving. Good defence there from Karpova. But Chinwara Wonsi will go to the foul line. And another player that doesn't mind getting her hands dirty, a really physical player, Chinwara Wonsi. she will go to the foul line. She had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals in the National Cup semi-final. Did a onesie and actually contributed 4 points to their game-changing 11-0 run that started the second quarter of that semi-final. And Coach Ryan Emery of Birmingham admitted that was part of the downfall of the Birmingham Rockets team, but was ultimately very proud of how his team performed and how they performed really in the National Cup, getting through to the semi-finals. No mean feat, especially from Division 2 North, as Mika Meyer goes inside. Wide open was Mika Meyer.
Meyer in her first season in Reading, just her first season making a real impact already. 8.4 points per game, pulling down 7.2 rebounds as well.
Ainge was looking for Lisk to continue the run, but she stopped at the three-point line, and as a result, Reading get the ball back.
Meyer also being top 5 for blocks make the defender think when they go into the line as well.
Karpova misses everything with her three. Onesie says thank you very much, and here she comes with it now. Lisk looking for options. Backs down, gets the hook to go, and the Cavaliers have taken a 12-6 lead.
And that's a tough shot to make over Clearly. Meyer, sorry.
Reading right now just 2 for 8 from the field, and a whistle has gone. Offensive foul has been called. As Dr. Michael Diamond Hunter in the right place at the right time. And that's a first foul on Fiona McKay, and substitutions coming in as Kimberly Wilkes checks in for the first time for the Cavaliers, and Robin Ainge will take a seat. Robin Ainge on 3 points.
And I think it's really interesting, if you look at the scoring, it's been so spread around for the Cavaliers.
Only 2 players have scored for the Rockets so far, Meyer with 4, and San Francisco, of course, getting the first score of the game. And an offensive foul in the first possession and a turnover in the next one, as Reading can breathe a sigh of relief as Ella Ando comes into the game for the first time, and Mika Meyer will take a seat. San Francisco driving inside to Ando, looking for options. The extra pass to McKay. McKay driving, going glass, beautifully done by Fiona McKay.
That's a great move from a young player as well, already playing in the WABL, playing up in D1. She's a fantastic player and a one to look out for in the future.
Goldsby long with her pull-up jumper, and away come the Rockets again. Karpova a 3. And Karpova now 0 for 2 from downtown so far. Rockets, though, building a little bit of momentum, getting a few stops right now and nearly causing a turnover there. Lisk keeps her dribble alive. Wilkes driving at Karpova, and a wild shot, but referee Jordan Ranford calling the foul, and 2 shots for Kimberly Wilkes.
She's lucky she got the foul there. That was a really bad shot selection.
Almost like a static offense there, wasn't it, from the Cavaliers, but it still could end with points at the foul line as Karpova picks up her first foul. If you've just joined us on the Basketball England YouTube channel, welcome everybody. John Hobbs, Caroline Bullock and Will Reed keeping you company today. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel. Get the comments coming in. Let us know who you're following, where you are. Great to have you on board, promoting the best of women's basketball as Goldsby hits the backboard and nothing else on her three-point attempt.
And both teams struggling a bit at the moment from behind the arc. It's the points inside that they're getting. No one's hit yet a 3.
And yet, Will, that was something that you said would be the game changer at the moment. Both teams shooting around 20-25% from downtown. It's all about the inside presence today.
Yes, definitely, and especially when you look at TVC already, they've got 12 rebounds to Reading's 3, and it tells in the scoreline. So I think if Reading can get some more inside looks, I think that's going to be what's going to get them back in the game. The three-point shot's just not going to work for them today, I don't think. That's a foul, and that's Absolutely. A really good shot. Really good take.
Thames Valley with 8 points inside so far, and all but 2 of Reading's points have come inside as well.
And Will, as you mentioned, the rebounding, obviously with clearly out at the moment with those 2 fouls, it's going to impact Reading inside.
For sure. I mean, Blackburn's got to step up now with the inside presence and getting those rebounds. She made a really strong move just there, going to the line for 2. Hopefully now it'll get her going. For when you play inside, it's very much once you get a bucket, you want to go rebound, and you want to go rebound, and then you get another bucket, and you want to rebound again. And so let's see if Blackburn can get that today.
Just getting into that rhythm.
Get into a rhythm. It makes you want to play more. When you get some buckets, you want to go rebound. When you rebound, that's what your coach wants.
As Izzy Lisk will take a seat, Emma Bush checks into the game for the first time for the Cavaliers, number 14. As Jade Blackburn makes her foul shots, a 78% free throw shooter for the season. Jade Blackburn, really effective player at both ends of the floor, and as said, leads the team in 3-point percentage, not afraid to shoot the ball.
Good steal.
Turnover there from Karpova, beautifully done from the Estonian, and here comes Ando. Ando showing no fear, driving at 2 players, and Jade Blackburn misses her short 2. Goldsby keeps her dribble alive, just about. And another turnover there as Emmanuel turns it over. She comes into the game for the Cavaliers. San Francisco inside to Ando. Agonisingly just misses the basket.
Thames Valley getting a little bit lucky on those last 2 possessions. Needs to keep their composure. 2 really good steals from the Rockets. Thames Valley just need to slow it down a little bit.
1 minute 30 left in this first period. Owunzi loses the ball. Karpova has it. It's 1-on-1. Karpova against Wilkes. Karpova will just hold it, and there is Ando on the floor. A beautiful move from the Reading Rockets, and the trailer was Ella Ando. And it's a 1-point game with 1:19 to go, and coach Rob Banks calls a timeout. Wise move from Rob Banks. You could just sense that Reading are just getting a little bit of head of steam with them here, themselves here.
Yeah, they've been able to pick it up a little bit. You've just had 3 straight possessions with 3 straight steals. They've been able to capitalise on that on the other end with that great pass that they move to the basket. But yeah, if you're Thames Valley, you just want to slow that down, stop the momentum.
Absolutely, as you see a few of the highlights from this first quarter so far, 13-12 in favour of the Cavaliers, and well, it's pretty much going exactly how you were envisioning it. It was all about the inside play. Both teams are struggling from downtown, and the points are all coming inside.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, everyone wants to be a 3-point shooter, but it's not always the best thing to do, and always relying on your 3-point shooter. I mean, if you look at some of Reading's actions, they're wide open. They're wide open on the actions, and I feel if TVC can get their defence back to where it was at the start of the game, where they was on the ball and they were pressuring on the ball and making Reading hurry their decisions, I think that'll be TV's key to this. Reading, if they can just work those screens and work those actions for the cuts inside, they'll be fine. But right now, I was really impressed just now with the patience of Karpova. She knew what she wanted to do. She waited for someone else to get there. She knew she wanted to beat them 1-on-1. And she made a really great pass to lead. And it was literally, she led her teammate straight to the basket. It was a really nice pass.
And that's the veteran that Chrissy Karpova is, and a player who didn't even discover basketball until she was around 10 years old. Her mother was a professional handball player back in Estonia, and she chose the path of basketball thanks to her mother, who didn't want her to play football, as her 2 brothers did, and the rest is history. Here is Goldsby with 7 to shoot. Wilkes for 3 is off right, and the ball goes out of bounds, and it will be a Rockets ball. But going back to Karpova, Carolina player that, as you see on the screen, a player that you and me both big fans of, and hoping 3rd time lucky today. She hasn't got good memories of the National Basketball Performance Centre, but a fantastic upbringing back in Tallinn in Estonia, in the capital, and wanting to just inspire the next generation. Still based in Southampton as a PE teacher, and just wanting to inspire the next generation of female basketball players, and get her veteran leadership here to this Reading Rockets team where it's her first season.
Definitely, and she's spoken about that, prior to this game. She's a PE teacher, and kind of that leadership role comes out when she's here on the floor as well, like kind of wanting to mentor and coach the players that she's with. And as you say, she's hoping for third time lucky here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in the Cup Finals. We saw her with Solent last year. Such a great player, and hopefully she's going to be able to finish off, get some silverware today.
And it's not 2 brothers, it's 5 brothers. My apologies, I totally forgot she did actually have 5 brothers. Well, you don't get them right all the time, I guess, as Kat Goldsby banks it home off the glass, and the Cavaliers take a 3-point lead in the final 25 seconds of this first period.
And that speed of Kat Goldsby is so difficult to guard against, because she can just get to the basket and she can outpace you.
Almost had computer game numbers in the semi-final against the City of Birmingham Rockets as Mika Meyer gets the 2 to drop. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists and 7 steals. And here she is on the ball, final seconds. Ainge, good defense there from Karpova, and Ainge misses the shot, but it was long after the buzzer had gone, and that ends a fairly even first quarter where the Cavaliers, who started very well, have since now got their lead down to just 1 point. They lead the Reading Rockets 15-14. Mika Meyer leading the way for the Rockets with 6 points. But as you said at the start, or just around the start, it's a very even spread in this first quarter, scoring-wise, for the Cavaliers, where Kat Goldsby has 4 points, but Robin Ainge with 3, and you've got 3 players on 2 points, so it's an even spread right now.
Yeah, and I think that's what Thames Valley do really well. They've got a very deep bench to go to. They've got players that they don't need to have to score. They want to do what's possible to win the game. They're not players that have to score 20 a game, but you've got players that can, and if that's what needs to happen today, then they'll be able to. But I think spreading the scoring around is so dangerous as well, because you try-counter Kat Goldsby, and then you've got someone else that's going to step into that. So for Reading, it makes it more difficult. Who's the ball going to go to when everyone's a threat?
Absolutely. Great to see so many Reading Rocket fans tuning in on the live stream. Don't forget to keep the comments coming. Let us know who you're supporting, where you are. Doesn't matter if you're in England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, America, wherever. Get your comments in, like, share and subscribe to the Basketball England YouTube channel. And you see on the screen the Reading Rockets trailing by 1. Coach Luque and Karpova alongside Tyra Phelan, just getting some last second instructions from Coach Portero Luque. And as you see, the rest of the Reading Rockets coming on to the court now. And National Cup Finals Day is always, or weekend is always, such a special experience. Yesterday, the juniors took centre stage, a fantastic day showcasing the best of junior basketball. You were commentating those games. Just give us an insight on what the day meant to you.
Oh, it's such a good showcase to be a part of, and it's such a good opportunity and experience. You get to see these fantastic young players, and as me and Adam Masters were saying yesterday, you're watching them thinking, who are we going to see in 5 years' time in the GB squad? Who might we see in the Olympic squad? And it's so exciting to see at that age the quality and standard that we have in this league.
Absolutely, and Will, we caught a few of the junior finals, in particular the 2 under-18 finals. Yesterday, of course, Ipswich beating Cola, and London Elite beating the London Legends, but it was just the hype, wasn't it, of the 2 games. Parents in the stands, supporters, the bench, especially with London Elite, the hype was absolutely real there, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. London Elite, they love to be hype. Even in their men's D2 team, they're very hype on the bench. They're very encouraging on the bench. I was impressed with the conference side Legends yesterday as well. Some great shots just taken there. But yeah, I was really impressed with the way Nick and Ipswich handled Cola yesterday. They kind of made Cola make decisions that they weren't used to, and I think that was the key for them yesterday. But it was a great advert for British basketball.
Absolutely, that was Vivian Moyo's first points of the game, and here is Moyo on the ball, but decides to give it up to Goldsby, who resets. Ainge back to Goldsby. Linking up with Ainge again for 3. Back iron it goes.
And the 3 ball still not dropping for either team.
Absolutely, a rebound there from Dawny Savage into the game for the first time. 6 to shoot. Moyo, shot clock winding down, so Goldsby's got to put it up. That was good defense there from McKay, and Rockets will get the ball. Shot clock violation has been called.
Really good defense from the Rockets as well. I wonder if Thames Valley maybe didn't see how long they've got left on the shot clock to get something up. But yeah, really good D from the Rockets.
Inside it goes to McKay. She says thank you very much over Moyo.
Great screen. Great scene set to get her open there. Great screen set.
And here is Ainge on 3 points. Goldsby on 4. Trillian looking for a foul there from Mayer, but referee saying no. Trillian over Mayer again, gets the 2 to go. And a timeout has been called by coach Portero Luque as the Cavaliers take a 3-point advantage with 8:14 left. And you can see Ellen Trillian just looking at the referees, wanting the foul there from Mika Meyer. She thought there was a bit of contact and she was looking to set the screen, but Meyer put it in anyway.
Yes, she did, and you see how difficult that is as well in the positioning she was in. If you're not going to get the call, you're not going to get the call. You just need to keep going. She did a really good job inside. Yeah,
Meyer was doing what all bigs do and being an imitation. Well, she was grabbing the back of the shirt, basically to keep her in check to know where she was on the court, where she was in the play. So what that does is when you're holding the shirt, it's an irritation, but also it's away from the referees. So it makes Helen has to then make a decision on how she's going to roll. If she rolls and the shirt falls there, make sure that Maya gets her hands off. But at the same time, what we saw there was it then gave her the encouragement to make the contact. That Maya looked like she wanted more contact, and then second rebound, second time she goes up, makes the bucket, and now she's got to think, how am I going to stop her on the next time now? So it was a really good patience from Helen there, really good patience.
And that's why when you retire, that's the future head coach. Of course, Will having a good season with the Northamptonshire Titans. It's all been changed for you guys in Division 2, but still enjoying it. Yeah, at the grand old age of 32, right?
Yeah, 33.
33.
I'll take 32. I'll take 32. Yeah, it's been we lost our starting 5 this year. It's been a bit of a trial and tribulations, but we're working through it, and hopefully at the end of the season we'll be in the playoffs. That's, I think, the aim for the end of the season. But we're confident with the squad that we've got that we're doing okay at the moment. We just need to kind of buck our ideas up in the first quarter and then the third quarter.
And a foul called on Trillian as she had her hands up but was moving her feet just a little too much for the referee's liking. So Mika Meyer will go back to the foul line. Coach Banks protesting that Trillian was stationary. I mean, truthfully, that did look like a good defense. We'll see it on the... Well, no, we were not going to see it on the replay. We thought we were. But it did look stationary. I think the replay was actually shown. Trillian will take a seat now, as she is on 2 fouls. And Mika Meyer with her 3rd and 4th trip to the foul line today. Shooting 2 for 3 so far, so fairly efficient. Both teams shooting around the 35-38% mark field goal wise, as Goldsby has the ball. Here is Ainge. Ainge looking to put the moves on Phelan. Ainge driving, shot clock winding down, and the rebound there from Meyer.
A really great defense from Phelan there, just stick with her and not let her make it as difficult as possible to run the shot clock down.
Here is Mika Meyer. The hook is good over this. And a timeout has been called. And all of a sudden, you've got the Cavaliers making this fast start, and now it's the turn of the Rockets. It's their first lead of the game.
Again, it's down to the defense you just alluded to. The on-ball defense, once you make the defender make an attack and make a decision, and it's under duress, bad decisions get made. And as we saw in the first quarter with the 3 turnovers that Reading had, and then again we've just seen a bit of on-the-ball defence, stronger and a bit more up in your face. It leads to an open bucket. Great take there by Meyer as well.
And a first lead of the game for the Reading Rockets, having trailed as 7-0 to start the game. Now picking up their rhythm, and first lead of the game. Mika Meyer now with 10 points.
Yeah, making a real impact as well. And I think towards the end of the first quarter, we saw that change. So they forced 7 turnovers to Thames Valley as well, and been able to capitalise that score. They've just got their confidence going to a little bit of a rhythm towards the end of that first quarter and carried it on here into the second.
And just looking at some of the comments on the YouTube channel. Keep the comments coming in, guys. Great to have you on board here on National Cup Finals weekend. Of course, this is the turn of the seniors today. Reading Rockets, Thames Valley Cavaliers, and the turnaround of dreams, says Charlie Parker. It's not that. Only 7 points, buddy. Only 7 points. Maybe when it was 15-20, maybe. Either way, Rockets have the lead by 1. 3 minutes have been played here in this second quarter. Here is Goldsby as the Cavaliers looking to take their lead back. Ainge, a 3. This is everything. Thames Valley now 0 for 6 from three-point land as San Francisco goes to the foul line and misses the shot as Jenny Dorney-Savage collects the rebound. That's her second board. Ainge dribbles off her foot. Here comes San Francisco.
And another turnover for Thames Valley.
San Francisco's got to start making decisions on getting to the rack and not rely on her jump shot. It's not worked for the first 2 quarters so far. She needs to get to the rack a couple of times.
Phelan, a 3.
And that was a great decision by Karpova to make that extra pass into the corner, get the good shot.
Karpova's really impressing me today with her decision making and her patience.
23-19, Rockets lead by 4. Almost a trap there on Dorney-Savage, and the whistle has gone.
But again, you see, even before the foul was called, the activeness of the hands on ball defense is it was a bad pass. It was an off the ball foul, but that was a bad pass. It would have been another turnover for TVC.
That's a second foul on Mika Meyer as Blackburn comes back into the game for the Rockets. Meyer will take a seat and will probably take a seat for the majority of this second quarter as Luque doesn't want foul trouble. As Goldsby goes glass for 3.
That's it now, the threes are dropping. You've got the outside shot going.
That's a first 3 for the Cavaliers. Phelan, Blackburn, nearly stolen by Gatsby, or Goldsby, excuse me, as Phelan a long 2. And the ball goes out of bounds, and our resident cameraman looked to pass it to the referee. Instead, it comes off the advertising boards and into the media section. That's why we've got a talented camera crew, really. Blackburn. Here is San Francisco. As Reading enjoying this spell of basketball right now. As McKay misses everything with her layup attempt, might have even been partially blocked. Here is Goldsby. Back inside it goes, and no good from List. And here is San Francisco. Phelan. The extra pass to Karpova off the top of the backboard, and Goldsby gets it.
And Reading are finding that space down there in the corner. Thames Valley need to get out to it.
Kat Goldsby 3 for 8 from the field. Already has 5 boards to go with 7 points.
I think we're going to see Karpova come off as well here. I think it's the signal for a substitution.
Ames going up and under, misses everything. McKay has it, and Karpova can't hang on to it. As Carlotta De Margalina comes into the game, and Karpova gets her wish. She takes a seat. As you can see, just getting some words of encouragement from the bench. So Krista Karpova not happy with how she's playing right now. But you know, a play, even though she hasn't scored, is affecting, as you said, affecting the stat sheet in other ways.
I mean, she's already got 5 assists in this game, so she's
nothing
showing,
to be ashamed of.
Not at all. She's showing that she knows the offense, she knows where the options are, and that's key for this Reading team and them being in this game right now.
Ainge, the extra pass finds no one but Tyra Phelan.
And that's a 10th turnover for Thames Valley. They really need to close down on that.
McKay showing off the handles and just picks up her dribble. The extra pass and Goldsby goes out of bounds, so Rockets will get the ball back.
Goldsby really puts her body on the line as well. That was a strong challenge to take there.
Phelan on the catch and shoot, and that's in and out. And Goldsby collects the board. 6 rebounds now for Kat Goldsby to go with 7 points.
And she's a player that averages 6.6 a game, so she's done a fantastic job so far.
Goldsby, the extra pass to Lisk. And before Lisk gets the bucket, a foul was called on Seowa San Francisco. Lisk had the upper hand there, but a foul just at the right time for the Rockets. That's only their second team foul and San Francisco's first.
And Rockets as well, they've been doing a really strong job as always, clearly still on the bench, having not played since the first quarter. I wonder if we'll see her again before half-time.
Goldsby, 5 to shoot, and Kat Goldsby will go to the foul line. She was fed by Vivian Moyo. And this will be Goldsby's first trip to the line today. Great to have a former Solent Kestrel on board with us today, Andrea Krakowski. Welcome to the live stream, Andrea. Great to have you on board, and get your comments in, everybody. Let us know where you are, who you're supporting. Great to have so many of you on board watching the Cavaliers and the Rockets in Women's National Cup final action, of course. Following on from this, the Hemel Storm and Derby Trailblazers will meet for the Men's National Cup final, and there is a smattering of Hemel Storm fans already here, and the players of the Derby Trailblazers watching on as well. And here is McKay. Rockets by 1, 3:30 left in the half. San Francisco on the spin. McKay rises above everyone to get the board, wrestles with Moyo, and the possession arrow is going the way of the Cavaliers.
Really, really impressed with the hustle and the hard work of McKay. Just 17, also playing in the WEABL as well. She's showing a lot of heart in this game.
The thing that's going to be interesting, I think, for Reading at the moment is with Blackburn the only true big on the floor for them, and with their other bigs in Meyer and Cleary off, it's going to be interesting. I mean, I saw the coach was just talking to Blackburn, giving her a bit of encouragement while they're in foul trouble with their other bigs. It's going to be interesting how she works. As I speak, she gives up a foul.
And there you go, yeah, on the floor as Lisk was driving on the baseline. As Chloe Lamas is into the game for the first time for the Rockets, number 7.
And if you're Thames Valley, you want to try and take advantage of that while the bigs are out. Keep driving to the basket, draw those fouls if you can.
Goldsby on the spin goes glass, and she's going to return to the foul line. Kat Goldsby so far with 7 points, and speaking to City of Birmingham Rockets coach Ryan Emery earlier in the week, as a timeout has been called, he was saying that on the basis of the semi-final and some of the games he's watched, so far there's only one candidate for MVP right now, and that is Kat Goldsby. And if anyone is going to dethrone her for this MVP award this season, it's going to take someone very, very special. And you can see from the numbers that Kat is averaging so far this season, it's hard to disagree with Ryan right now, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, she leads the team in points per game, 17 points per game, 4th best in the league, 4.8 steals per game, which is frankly ridiculous. She's first in the Division 1 with that, 6.6 rebounds, 3rd season with Thames Valley. She's such a solid all-around player, and you can see the passion that she plays with as well. She wants this, she wants to win.
Absolutely, and you know, a player really will after your own heart. You know, you're you're a player who wears your heart on your sleeve, and Kat is the definition of that.
Very much so. I mean, just looking at her performance today already, she's on 7 points and 6 rebounds. She's close to double-double, and with what? Still, what, three and a bit minutes left in the first half? 3 minutes 6 left in the first half. Again, her index is the highest on her team. She is literally the heart and soul of this TVC side. Everything goes through her, and when you've got a player like that, everything goes through her like that. If they don't make good decisions, it can be at a detriment to the team, but she's an extremely high IQ basketball player.
Absolutely, and at the moment, Reading shooting just 28% from the field, but have made good on all 6 free throws so far, and even though it's a 1-point game, make that a tie game now at 23. Considering the start that they had, they've done so well to get that character and build on it in the second quarter and take the lead for the majority of it.
They really have, and it can be a tough situation to go, and you go down early, especially in a final. It can knock your confidence a little bit. But
yeah.
we saw them do it against Loughborough, those last 3 minutes, that 11-0, 10-0 run that they went on. They were able to hold their composure and keep going. So they've been in situations where it's been close and they need to pull it out, and they've been able to.
Blackburn backing down Lisk. De Margalina, 1 to shoot. San Francisco gives it to go. It's a circus shot from Sale of San Francisco.
And that's tough if you're Thames Valley. You've played really tough defence at probably 23.5 seconds, and just that last shot is able to go in at the buzzer.
You play for 25, not 24 seconds on defence.
Ains driving as Blackburn was fighting for it there with Moyo, and the ball goes out of bounds. It will stay with the Cavaliers as Ava Luzon comes into the game for the first time. San Francisco rewarded with that circus shot with a trip to the bench.
What was really good in that offense, though, was the patience of Blackburn in the post. She looked for her own shot a couple of times on the spin, and then she kicked it back out, and then there was another kick again out to the wing, which allowed for the space to be created for San Francisco to make that circus shot.
Stussy Čukovic back into the game for the Cavaliers after a long layoff in the first quarter, and a foul has been called. So the Cavaliers will go back to the foul line.
As a big, that's very unlucky. As a big, she was in the right position. She was just slightly a bit forward on her arms rather than being straight up, and that's where the foul is being given. But that was as a big, you don't like to get those ones called.
And now Rockets in the penalty. That's a first foul on Luzon, as her first seconds on court are rewarded with a foul. And Izzy Lisk going to the foul line. That's sort of a homecoming of sorts in the semi-final against the City of Birmingham Rockets, a player that went to university in Birmingham, played for the Birmingham Mets in Division 2 in the 13-14 season, so it was almost like a bit of a homecoming for her playing against the Rockets.
Yeah, definitely, and it's always fun when players get to play against teams where they've been from, a bit of a hometown rivalry as well, because you come back, you want to show what you can do as well.
She averaged around 12 points when she played for the Birmingham Mets in WNBL Division 2. Had 10 points in the Cup semi-final, shooting a very efficient 4 for 6 from the field. Final 2 minutes of the half. Here is a Owunsy driving at Blackburn, showing no fear. Blackburn gets a hand on it.
It's a huge block from Blackburn as well, just takes the ball away.
McKay going glass too strong, and a big rebound from Faith Okwoza. And Goldsby misses the ball, and Okwoza picks it up and gives it back. Čukovic, short. Here is Blackburn for the Rockets. Blackburn driving inside to Luzon, and she gets it to go. Blackburn did have an open lane, but gave it up unselfishly to Luzon.
And it was the right move. It resulted in 2 points.
They all count. Here is Goldsby, 27-24, Čukovic. The extra pass from Okwoza, and Čukovic was blocked. The foul has been called. Minute 4 left in the half. And that's a third foul on Jay Blackburn. And for a player that plays significant minutes off the bench, especially coming into the fourth quarter, that could really play a huge part.
Yeah, it really could. Again, as a big man, Blackburn, I would be really upset if I was Blackburn with that foul. A great point forward work that she had there, point forward dropping off that pass. Really unlucky on that foul, in my opinion.
And for Čuković, a player that you see on the stats and doesn't average a high number of points, but as we mentioned at the top of the show, a player that is almost like an energizer bunny on defense and just does all the things you don't see on the stat sheet. And that's a player that every coach loves.
For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, your players like that as well, they just pump you up, get you going as well, because they do the dirty work.
Averaging around 19 minutes a game. Averaging around 4 points as well, but the minute production for the effort she gives in, and as you can see there, on the floor, battling with Carlotta de Margalina, as Karpova will check back into the game for the Rockets, and de Margalina will take a seat.
This game's been really physical as well, really physical.
It's been low scoring as well, but that just proves the physicality of this game. Mackay, 8 to shoot. Great defense there from Okwoza. And that defense is rewarded as Cavaliers get the ball back. 44.4 seconds left in the half. Cavaliers with a chance to retake the lead, a lead they had for the majority of the first quarter. Owunzi looking for options. Okwoza finds no one but Ando, and a foul called as Ando slaps the floor in frustration. Rockets did have a chance to break there in transition. Rockets have only scored 2 fast break points so far in this game, and that was in the very early stages. In fact, it was their first points of the game. As Lamas comes back in, or goes out of the game. Here is Luzon, looking for options, guarded by Owunzi. Mackay loses it, nearly lost the ball. Good defense again from Faith Okwoza, and that's a type of game that we don't talk about often. We talk about Faith Okwoza's inside presence, inside game, especially on the offensive end. Defensively, again, like Čuković, another energizer bunny, really gets at you and he's always in your face.
Yeah, she just puts the pressure on the ball as well, and she leads by example, and you see it there. You see the defense, look how tightly she is to Mackay.
And Okwoza, a player that is mixing basketball with marketing as well. She is been given the task of heading Thames Valley's almost rebrand, or trying to promote the team, especially in the community, as we enter the final seconds of the half. Mackay over Okwoza, and no good, and that ends the first half of action. A very physical first half here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester, but the Reading Rockets take a narrow 27-26 lead over the Thames Valley Cavaliers. Mika Meyer leading all scorers with 10 points. Kat Goldsby has 9 points for the Cavaliers, and you can mix 6 rebounds into there as well. But a fairly even first half, very physical, as well alluded to, and it's all to play for in the second half there, Caroline.
Yeah, absolutely. Reading getting off to a little bit of a slow start, but they've done a great job coming back into this. I think this is the kind of, maybe it's a bit of a lower scoring game than we anticipated, but I think the back and forth is what we expected between these two teams. They probably match up very well from a fan standpoint of view to watch the game. And now the outside shot has started dropping. The teams have been hitting some threes. It took a little while for that to start to go. You hope in the third quarter as well, it's just going to come out with a lot of energy.
Absolutely, and Will, looking back on the highlights. There were plenty to choose from in that first half. It was very physical, but at the same time, a lot of highlights. And something as you as a hype man likes, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a sucker for fundamental basketball, especially when there's a lot of nice screen actions and cuts off the screens. Just looking at the stats, I mean, I'm surprised that Helene has not been on the court more. I mean, she's only played 6 minutes, I believe, so far today. You've got Helene has only played 6 minutes 51, and then the other two that we're looking at with Clary and with Maya were top scoring only in 11 minutes. So it's 10 points in 11 minutes. It's amazing production.
And with Clary, one of the leaders in this Reading Rockets team this season, but yeah, not many minutes played from her so far.
Yeah, just under 4 minutes, which she's on 2 fouls, which obviously is a problem, but I'm surprised we haven't seen her more as well.
So that ends the first half here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. We're going to get the halftime show of Elliot from Hoopin and Luton, who's on the court right now, just entertaining the fans with a few games, and they'll win a few jerseys while they're at it as well. Hoopin and Luton, an independent NBA jersey destination for UK customers. Don't forget to follow Elliot on Hoopin and Luton to see if you can get some fantastic NBA gear. But it's half-time here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. Join us for the second half in around 12 minutes' time.
Over the defender, make the three, and you win the competition. First one to make the three wins. Yeah? Unlike Elliot, you need to make each of your shots. Okay? If you win, you're going to get yourself a LeBron James, a Lakers jersey, first year, you're going to be like, ooh. There you go. And then if you come second, then you're going to get yourself a Hoopin and Luton t-shirt. Now, Rockets fan, hold on, quickly tell us the name, we got Josh from the Rockets, everyone. And we have, what's his name? Izzy. So we got Izzy from the Cavs. Okay, guys, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Go. Free throw against the Warriors. Congratulations, Izzy. Good job. Commiserations, Josh. Izzy, you're going to win yourself on a project. Congratulations. Josh, you get yourself a win for the Louis team. And we're going to give you both a basketball in the water bottle as well. Guys, make some noise for these guys. Come on now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the National Basketball Performance Centre for the third and fourth quarter of the Women's National Cup Final between the Thames Valley Cavaliers and the Reading Rockets. The Cavaliers trailing 27-26 over the Reading Rockets as we are about a minute and 30 seconds away from the third quarter. And well, as you rejoin us from the break, and as we start the third quarter, what will change and who do you think will make the biggest impact?
Trouble. Bringing those two back in is going to be really key to see how Helene deals with both of those guys. I think if TVC start exactly the same way they did in the first quarter with the strong on-the-ball defense, almost pressuring 94 feet, making Redden make decisions that they're not used to and not being able to set up their offense, that's going to be key at the start of this quarter. It'll be interesting to see how Reading deal with that on-the-ball pressure if it comes at the start of the third.
And Caroline, we were speaking at the half off camera. Lindsay Clary's only played 4 minutes so far, on 2 fouls as well, but hasn't really impacted the game at all. She's only taken 1 field goal so far, but for a player that averages 14 points a game, 85% free throw shooter, one of the leaders for the Reading Rockets. I had a chat with one of the press guys for the Reading Rockets, the great Luke Simcock. There's no injury, just keeping her healthy for the third and fourth quarter. Do you think that Coach Luque might be being a bit too overprotective, or do you think that it might be the right call to just get her ready for the second half? So it's only a 1-point game, it's still anybody's game.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it, you feel like it could be overcautious, but then you look at what Reading have done with her on the bench. So they're being out-rebounded 28-17, which is a surprise, but they've been able to keep in this. They're still up by 1 point despite that. So adding Cleary into that as well when she comes back on, you think that's going to give them such a boost as well off the bench. But her having not played since early in the first, is it going to take a little while to get back into some sort of rhythm? It's pretty cold around here. Needs to warm up a little bit, but they've done a good job so far.
And as we get ready to start the third quarter here between Thames Valley and Reading, a quick shout out and a big thank you to our NBL Live sponsors, Wilson, Sportserve, Dynamic, Sport England and Sure Shot, your sponsors for WNBL and NBL Live, the best of live streaming across the National Basketball League as we promote British basketball at all levels of its sport, from the grassroots right through to the seniors. And as if by magic, Lindsay Clary is starting the third quarter. You saw her on the screen just a second ago, number 9.
And it'll be interesting to see how Thames Valley adapt to her being back in, her having not been in for so long.
Almost with a point to prove in a way, only played 4 minutes so far as the Cavaliers get the ball back.
I think
Cavaliers looking for their first trophy in its existence. Only started in 2018. First final is Trillian with 9 on the shot clock, and Luzon gets the ball.
Yeah, just looking there, Reading seems to have decided to go with a 2-3 in the start of the second half. So, I mean, it'll be interesting to see the great entry pass.
Beautiful
great
pass from Luzon, and San Francisco with the finish. And the score there from San Francisco at one end, and Cavaliers will keep possession at the other in the very early stages of the third period. As the Hemel Storm fans and Derby Trailblazer fans start to fill the arena, of course, the Men's Cup Final precedes this at 3:30. Offensive board from Trillian, and she gets it at the second attempt. Trillian now on 6 points.
Yeah, her wingspan is impressive.
Clary. Maya back to Clary, 10 on the shot clock. Driving at Trillian, going inside, misses everything. On the follow was Maya, but misses the shot.
And you see there as well, another great example of Faith Okwosi's defense that we were talking about before earlier in the second half.
Goldsby finds no one but Eva Luzon. And Rockets now can break. It's 2-on-2. Mackay off the glass, too strong, gets her own board, but off. She steps out of bounds.
And Thames Valley really need to clamp down on the turnovers if they're going to stay in this. 11 turnovers in the game so far. got a little bit lucky that Reading aren't capitalising on that, turning those into points, but at some point they will.
Absolutely, only 6 points from those turnovers for the Rockets. Ainge off the back line with her 3. There's Robin Ainge really struggling from downtown. She's now 0 for 4.
I'm really liking what Reading are doing here. They're switching between a 1-3-1 and a 2-3 defense, which is making the decisions for TVC. They're not sure what they're doing on offense at the moment because they're looking at the 2-3-1 time down, then they're coming down and it's got the 1-3-1, and their options aren't there that they would usually have in a man-to-man. So it's going to be interesting to see how Goldsby she adapts and makes the offense tick for TVC.
San Francisco putting the moves on Chukovic. Here is Luzon. Luzon driving, Clary on the ball, going at a closer. Maya doesn't get her free throw line jumper to go, and here comes Goldsby. Goldsby driving, almost lost the handle. Ainge. Chukovic, the left-hander. And her 2 doesn't go, but Robin Ainge with the rebound. That's her 2nd board. 6 to shoot. Trillian. Chukovic again. Another rebound, this time by Trillian again. Another rebound from Trillian. And Rockets finally get it back at the 5th time of asking.
As I said before, TVC the best offensive rebounding team in the league with 19.3 rebounds, but you've got to finish the putback. You've got to get those second chance points.
And that's 14 offensive boards in this game already. Clary a short 2. Luzon with the offensive board on the follow, San Francisco. And the Rockets take a 3-point lead with 6:52 remaining of the 3rd. Here is Ainge. Nearly turned over there from Luzon, but Goldsby has it. A pull-up jumper, and that's money.
Well, a player like Goldsby, when you try and get the steal there and reach out and you leave that option there open for her to drive into the paint, you're dying a death when you do that.
Shooting 4 for 10 from the field, 11.7 boards for Kat Goldsby. Luzon, 6 on the shot clock. San Francisco goes inside, big floater, no good. Battle under the boards, Clary comes up with it. Turned over there, Goldsby had it, but Clary gets it back, and
Kat's just chilling on the floor.
Well, the effort that she's put in so far, who can blame her? Putting absolutely everything to the cause, almost reminiscent of Jade Bow Butters last season for Stockport on her way to MVP honours.
And they are the kind of players you love to have on your team. They set the standard.
Ainge, bad pass. Luzon says thank you very much. And the Rockets were resetting and an early foul call. Goldsby not happy with it. That'll be her 2nd foul.
What this 1-3-1 is doing for Reading is it's kind of negating Helene's entire game, because they look for the entry pass in at the high post. This 1-3-1, it completely takes that away because she's got someone pressuring her straight away, and they don't. It's almost like they're not trusting her to get the ball in the high post with this 1-3-1 offense, with this 1-3-1 defense.
It's a very scrappy defensive set as well that the Cavaliers have. It is a man-to-man, but it's almost like they're playing on a zone as well. It's almost like a mixed bag right now.
It's what we like to call sometimes a saggy man. It's a saggy
you
man.
Love that, don't you?
It's a mix. It's a mix between a zone and a soft man defense. The other thing that I would say is Reading, with their 2 bigs on the floor again, their rebounding is starting to improve on the offensive end. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes throughout the rest of this game.
Here's Okwoza to Goldsby. Ainge, open 3, gets it to go. That'll do her confidence the world of good. Robin Ainge from downtown.
And that's a big bucket for TVC as well. Back into the lead for the first time in quite some time.
Cavaliers now 33-31 to the good as you see the replay. Robin Ainge wide open at the top. A decent 3-point shooter. 3 for 5 in their semi-final against the City of Birmingham Rockets. That's her first triple of the game. As we mentioned, both teams have struggled from downtown today. That was Thames Valley's 2nd 3 of the game in 10 attempts.
I mean, now with the 4 fouls I'm going to butcher her name, so I'm going to say number 5. I don't want to butcher her name. Chukovic. With her on the bench, the on-the-ball defense for TVC, I think, great block.
There's a block there
Great
from
block.
San Francisco on Kat Goldsby. Great defensive hustle there from Sayowa San Francisco as Chrissy Karpova will check into the game. Mackay will take a seat, and Tyra Phelan also checking in, and Ava Luzon, who has really affected the game at both ends of the floor to start this third period, will now take a seat.
She's quite an intelligent player. She doesn't rush or doesn't do anything out of the ordinary. She does exactly what she needs to do fundamentally to make the defense and offense stick.
Goldsby, a 3, gets it to go! Back-to-back triples for the Cavaliers, and the emotion going through Kat Goldsby. They lead by 5. Cavalier fans just raising their voice a little bit.
Great.
Inside Clary, that's her first score of the game.
I love a high-low offense. I love a high-low offense. That was nice.
And a good answer back from the Rockets. The momentum is with the Cavaliers right now, but that's a good stemming the bleeding there. And Goldsby.
If the Cavs are going to get that three-point shot fall in.
Closer, no good with her three-point attempt. And Clary slows it down. Intensity just going up a little bit here. San Francisco, a 3. That's short. And Awunya with the board. Here she goes to the hoop. Excuse me, that was Awunzi, and Chinua Awunzi is going to go to the foul line. And another player who's really played well, especially in limited minutes today, Chinua Awunzi.
Yeah, she has. She's made an impact for TBC as well. She can convert these 2 free throws, which I should never talk about while someone's shooting.
Has only played around 5 minutes so far, but in those 5 minutes has really impacted the game at both ends of the floor. And I know it sounds like a broken record saying things like that, but you know, the effort that she puts in, the heart, the hustle, it's all there, isn't it?
Sometimes hustle doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
But
as we say that, Awunzi now will take a seat and Robin Haynes comes into the game. So the commentator's curse doesn't work for free throws, it works for taking the player off.
But as players as well, that's something that you love to see. You love to see the other players on your team leading by example and putting that work in, because players notice that. You know, it might be maybe the fans in the stands don't always see because it doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
Nice
play from San Francisco. That's the first three-point play opportunity of the game. And it's a 3-point game, chance for a 1-possession game, a 2-point game.
And I said, get away from the 3-point jump shot, go and find some buckets at the ring, and look what she goes and gets herself an and one and gets 3 points the traditional way.
Sayowa San Francisco, who had 16 points in the win against Loughborough, and a decent free-throw shooter as well. Actually was around 6 for 9 from the foul line in that semi-final against Loughborough, and now has a chance to trim the lead to 2 points with 3:46 remaining. And it has all the hallmarks of a fantastic ending, of course. As we were here last season when the fairy tale became reality, Stockport Lapwings of Division 2 North getting the win over Division 1 side, the Solent Kestrels. It was a close game, fairly throughout, and we've got it all to happen here today. It's a 3-point game, 3:46 remaining between two teams who've not played each other yet this season. This is their first meeting, and so far they're bringing out this classic encounter.
Yeah, and I think this is living up to what we expect to see, what we want to see at the Cup final. As you said, last year, Stockport and Solent, what a phenomenal game. Stockport down 10 in the last 2 minutes, came back to force overtime, so it's never over. And this is just looking like it's going to go back and forth the rest of the way.
Absolutely, and it's the type of game that basketball neutrals always love, a close game decided in the last minutes, last seconds. Of course, there's a lot of basketball to be played. We're not kidding ourselves here, but, well, it's just the type of basketball we like. There's physicality, there's great basketball, as you can see on the highlights. Both teams now sort of finding the rhythm, mainly TBC from downtown, but you know, it's the physical play that we love to see, and both teams giving their all for this National Cup final.
Yeah, I mean, Reading are looking to run this Horns offence and get some actions off with their two bigs in the Horn set, and then on defence they're running this 1-3-1. The thing for the Cavs at the moment is that they've had a couple of threes drop, and that's helped them, but they've been, and that's because the 1-3-1 is stopping Helene from getting the ball in the post. So it's going to be interesting how they adapt that to get Helene going, because the one thing for a big is if you can't get the ball and you're not involved on offence, you don't want to rebound, and that can be telling.
That was a great pass, again making that extra pass to go into the corner. She was wide open.
2 threes in this third period for Robin Ainge, and the Cavaliers lead by 6. How will the Rockets answer now? San Francisco. An open Chrissy Karpova, and Trillian gets the loose ball. And Cavaliers will slow it down. Ainge again. Well, nearly thought about the 3. Here's Lisk. 9 on the shot clock. Trillian in the corner. That's good.
It was a great pass from Lisk.
And Ellen Trillian, who's not afraid to shoot that mid-range jumper, and that was why. And now the Cavaliers have their biggest lead of the game.
And the TVC fans are getting loud.
They've travelled a long way from Uxbridge and around the areas of London. Karpova looking to make it good and scores. And like Robin Ainge in the early stages of the third, that'll do Chrissy Karpova the world of good, her first 3 of the day.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we say, you know, she might not have been scoring from outside, but she's been getting her teammates involved. 5 assists, and she's really leading the team.
Lisk marked by Phelan inside for Trillian. 4 on the shot clock. 3 on 1 there on Trillian, and a jump ball, and that will favour the Rockets.
So me and Adam were talking about this yesterday. We want to see a jump ball column. We want to see who forces the most jump balls.
Could that be the new Joe Needham Warner column?
Yes, the new JLC, the JBC.
Just saying. Adam's going to slaughter me for that. Here is San Francisco. And she will get a very late whistle, but a foul has been called.
But she's getting to the rack, and she's moving away from her jump shot. She's getting to the hoop, and she's getting these fouls consistently, and that's going to be telling. With Reading, and their free throw percentage has been quite good today. It's going to be very interesting going forward.
And to also add to that, that's a 3rd foul now on Kat Goldsby with that shot. So a smart foul as San Francisco will go to the foul line. 6 for 9, as mentioned earlier, against Loughborough in the semi-finals. But so far 0 for 2 today. And you know, Rockets, who shot the ball very well from the foul line, and they all, you know, they're the most important points, really. That's what every coach will say. And right now, San Francisco needs to compose herself as she strings the second.
And in a close game, you absolutely do not want it to come down to free throws and missed free throws.
Both teams relatively decent free throw shooters for the season. Trillian battling with San Francisco. Ball goes out of bounds. The Cavaliers 69% from the foul line. The Rockets 62%.
TVC a couple of times now. What they've done on their offense is they've left the person on the weak side on the corner, so that there's behind the zone, and then there's a kick out to that corner, and that's what's led to their couple of threes that they've had. And they've run that action a couple of times now, so it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is if Reading go back into a 2-3 or go back to a man.
7 on the shot clock. Here is Trillian to Goldsby, and an offensive foul called on, I think that was on Faith Okwoza. It was. I think a replay needs to be shown on that one. I wasn't too sure.
I mean, to me, it looked like there was great acting involved there from San Francisco, the way she sold that contact. It'll be interesting to see on the replay if we get one at some point to see how much contact there really was there.
And also, that's the 3rd foul for Faith Okwoza as well. So a couple of players getting into foul trouble for the Cavs. Cavaliers
lead by 4 as we see the... Well, foul. The feet were moving. Referees, you'd like to say, got that one right, but of course some of the players that could be watching on the stream might disagree. We'll see. I don't want to be too controversial. Lisk. Closer and Ainge battling for the same ball.
Bit of a risky pass as
well. It was a risky one, yeah, and turnover again from the Cavaliers. That's now 16 turnovers for Thames Valley. San Francisco catch and shoot for Karpova. Gets her own board and gives it up to Clary. Great hustle from Karpova, and good hustle at the same end from Robin Ainge, as Karpova was looking to collect the ball and surely, in her mind, was looking to shoot.
Yeah, and that's a shot. We've seen Karpova make that shot. It's a good shot. She had a good look. It's just unfortunate it's just not falling for her at the moment.
30 seconds left. Got to get the ball inbound. Here is Clary. San Francisco, a three. Trillian with the rebound. 8 rebounds to go with 8 points for Ellen Trillian. Closer misses everything. Lisk with the board. She also misses everything, but there is Trillian again. And a jump ball called, so Thames Valley will get the ball back, and under the basket, Ellen Trillian causing so many problems, as you see on the replay. Lisk missing the short hook, and there she is again, going over 2 Reading Rockets players in Clary and Karpova.
And what that's done is now meant Blackburn on 3 fouls got to come back into the game for some physicality to match up with Trillian. Because Trillian, like you say, she's just dominant down low. There's just no way that you can stop her unless you get a good body on her, and they're not getting bodies on her first and boxing out. They're just letting her just come over the top and just grab the rebound and go straight back up. So Blackburn's into the game now. It'll be interesting how those two match up.
Even though it's just 12 seconds, Rockets with only 1 team foul in this quarter. Cavaliers in the penalty. As we have a minor shot clock issue, there was 7/10 of a second differential between shot clock and game clock, but I think that might be changed to a second, and it is. So 11 on the shot clock, 12.7 on the game clock for the third quarter. Here is Lisk. Trillian throws it up and banks it home.
She looked shocked herself when that went in.
Karpova misses everything, and that ends the third period here at the National Basketball Performance Centre in Manchester. And the Thames Valley Cavaliers lead 45-39. It's all to play for, guys, but what a run, what an ending here for the Cavaliers, made up by that bank shot there from Ellen Trillian.
What a fantastic shot to end the third as well. Yes, she was slightly surprised at herself with that. It was a hard shot to make, but if that's going to drop, that's going to give you a lot of confidence as a team as well going into the fourth, because it's kind of a shot that shouldn't really go in.
And, for you, well, as well, a strong quarter, for the Cavaliers, but for the Rockets, just losing their way a little bit at most parts of that third period. They need something to do here to get them back into it and make this a contest. And if they want to win their first National Cup, they've got to start now, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, the zone was working for them at the start of the quarter, and then I think as the game went on, there was a timeout called from TVC, and TVC adjusted. And what they were doing, they were using the baseline and the weak side baseline cuts. So there was an open option every single time to swing back full through. And they had a 3 from the left-hand side and a 3 from the right-hand side that allowed them to get that. But again, if they don't stop drilling on the offensive rebounds, it's going to be a very, very long fourth quarter for Reading.
So Kat Goldsby with 14 points and 7 rebounds. She's played all 30 minutes for the Cavaliers. She leads the way for the Cavs, and for the Rockets, Sayo San Francisco shooting 5 for 16 from the field. She leads the way with 11 for the Rockets. But still all to play for, isn't it, Kaz? And it was a strong finish for the Cavaliers, but for the Rockets, start the fourth strong.
Absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. And as we saw in the start of the first quarter as well, Rockets were behind and they were able to come back into it. So it's not going to faze them to be down just 6, you know, a couple of baskets heading into the fourth. And they've got that run in them. And, you know, we talk about it a lot, don't we? Basketball's a game of runs. Rockets just need to get on a run.
And this was the third quarter where we saw Robin Ainge find her rhythm from downtown. She hit 2 triples in that spell, and see how the Cavaliers start the fourth period. If they'll continue to go inside to Trillian, who's on the ball now being marked by Blackburn, or go for the three-pointer and try and end this. Okwoza driving inside an open lane for Faith Okwoza.
That screen was beautiful. There was absolutely no way she was getting around that screen there from Trillian at all. There was no way at all.
Her basket started the 11-0 run in their semi-final against the Birmingham Rockets in that second quarter that really changed the landscape of the tie. As a foul has been called, and the Thames Valley players all looking at the referee as if to say, who's this going to be on and why? And it's on Ellen Trillian. That's her third foul. She shakes her head in disapproval.
And just before the foul was called as well, you see, again, Faith just sticking to her player, not letting her get any space, and almost forcing the turnover.
Clary, Blackburn. Clary a short 2. Okwoza, or excuse me, Lisk and Blackburn were fighting for it. And the Cavaliers get the ball back. I'm not going to lie, one of the referees right in our view, and that is a bright jersey, I'll tell you.
It's very bright.
I get it, but wow, it's bright.
But again, Reading have gone back into a man, so now it's been out to Blackburn
The up
to
and
be able
under
to deal.
from Trillian.
She's able to deal with Trillian, and the last 2 quick times down, Blackburn struggled to keep Trillian off the offensive rebounds and from setting up and doing what she just done just there.
San Francisco falls to the floor. Referees tell her to get up. 8 to shoot. Cup over. A long 3. Misses everything. And it's important to not let your head go down. You can see the look of disappointment straight away on Karpova's face, but it's important not to let your head get down and just try and move on to the next possession. That possession's ended, focus on the next one.
Absolutely, yeah. And like we said, she's creating 5 assists, and, you know, it's not necessarily her scoring that the team need. They need that leadership. They need her to say, you know, come on, let's go on to the next play. It's a 10-point lead. It's not the best start to the quarter that the Rockets would have wanted. But as I say, a lot of basketball to play. It's a long time.
And, well, currently at the moment, this is Thames Valley's biggest lead of the game. 10 points first, double-digit advantage of this ball game. And a good timeout from coach Portero Luque for the Rockets.
For sure. They went into a man going into that fourth quarter, and all that's done is allowed Elaine to then get into her bag and get into what she needs to do. There was a great screen she set, which San Francisco was completely wiped out from, gave an open layup for a teammate, and then down low, the up and under, that little scoop shot was really nice. So it'll be interesting to see what Reading do now coming out of this timeout. If they go back into a zone, or if they go into almost like a trap, full-court trap to try and press and get the ball back. But I think that might play into TBC's hands with their pace and athleticism. That might play into their hands. So it'll be quite interesting to see how Reading come out of this, if they're going into a man or into a zone. As it looks now, they look like they're going straight up into them, into a press straight away.
So hard to hear, you will, with the incredible noise being generated by both sets of supporters from the Cavaliers and the Rockets, mixed, of course, with Hemel and Derby fans, and, of course, the local community around Manchester, the South Manchester area. Of course, they love their basketball here in Bellevue, of course, home of many Manchester teams, of course, the Met Mystics in the WBBL and the Manchester Giants in the BBL, but also the Manchester Swarm in Division 3 as well. So many great community clubs using the National Basketball Performance Centre as their base. Here is Robin Ainge. Nearly stolen there from Blackburn. Trillian has it, the floater is good.
That was a great pass inside as well, great spacing.
Every basket that is scored by the Cavaliers, Kat Goldsby is so emotional and just cheers. Faith Okwoza got a shot in the eye. Lindsay Clary with the 2, that will count. But Faith Okwoza accidentally took a shot in the eye, I think, from Clary as she was going. to the hoop. That's
Yeah.
Cleary's second field goal of this game.
Blackburn's just come out and been replaced by Meyer, and I think that's the right decision because Helene's just having her way down there at the moment. Again, if Helene is allowed to just do what she wants, it's going to be a very, very long fourth quarter for Reading Rockets here.
Yeah, I mean, she's got 14 points, 9 rebounds, practically a double-double, a couple of steals, but it's just her presence as well, isn't it? It just makes it so difficult.
And her wingspan is really, really, like, I've not seen a wingspan on a player like that for a while. It's amazing. Here she is again.
And here she is again on the ball, and a whistle has been called, and Trillian will go to the foul line. It was a late whistle, but Trillian will go to the foul line as San Francisco gingerly makes her way up to the floor. Chrissy Karpova a bit confused as to why there was a foul called.
San Francisco has been through the wars today.
What a warrior she has been today. As you see the replay, Trillian. It looks like Mika Meyer was called for that foul. As Trillian misses the first foul shot. That's her first miss from the foul line today. She was previously 2 for 2, and she misses both. And bodies on the floor.
San Francisco again.
San Francisco again battling with Faith on closer, and the ball nearly goes right to us in the commentary booth. But Rockets will get the ball back.
And Rockets, you've got 7:43 to go. You need to start making a bit of a run.
A lot of time, but Rockets need to get points on the board here. Cleary against Okwoza, goes glass, gets it to go, only just. Cleary now on 6. Trillian, Goldsby wide open. Lisk with a big rebound, another offensive rebound for the Cavaliers. Ainge. 6 to shoot, bodies on the floor again. Offensive foul called. Karpova was on the floor. We'll just see who this foul is on. You see the replay. Looks like Lisk.
Karpova's done that brilliantly. She was complaining before about an action that happened on a rebound 2 plays before. She was complaining to the ref. She's then said exactly the same thing happened for the foul that was given. She's then made a point of showing that the forearms are being pushed out, and then gets a foul.
A third foul on Izzy Lisk. Meyer looking for options. Karpova gets it back. Here is Karpova again, 5 to shoot. Meyer, Blackburn wide open 3 off the back iron, and Goldsby rises first to get the rebound.
And you feel like TVC have just stepped up into another gear.
Ainge a 3, gets it to go, Robin Ainge from downtown.
And the no look from Goldsby there was just fantastic.
5 assists for Kat Goldsby to go with 14 points, 12 points now for Ainge. Turnover, Trillian picks it up. Here is Ainge again. Inside Jay Blackburn, brilliant defense. Trailing back there, Blackburn. Karpova can't quite get the long ball, and Cavaliers get the ball back.
Blackburn's hustle there to get back and get that steal was really, really good. To make her way all the way down the floor, to stop the lead pass from happening, and an easy 2 points. That was really impressive there from Blackburn.
3 for 7 from downtown for Robin Ainge. All 3 of those triples have come in the second half. That was her first of this quarter. But what a potential dagger that could be if the scoreline or the differential remains the same. Ainge. Goldsby stops on a dime. No good. Trillian another board. And Goldsby just about collects it. Okwoza.
Great hustle. Good option.
What hustle from the Cavaliers. Another 3 for Ainge.
That's amazing basketball.
The Cavaliers are running away with it. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
That's some beautiful basketball from Thames Valley as well. And the Cat to save that ball in as well. Everyone's making the right pass. They're looking a lot more comfortable. They're playing their game.
15 points now for Robin Ains. She now leads all scorers. Kat Goldsby and Ellen Trillian had 14 at that point. As Faith Okwoza, will take a seat. She has 4 fouls, and Chinua Awunzi will come back into the game.
I mean, if you look at it, Thames Valley are on 51 rebounds. Reading Rockets have only got 26 rebounds in this game.
And another turnover from the Rockets. And the Cavaliers look to take advantage.
And you think Reading have done a good job to not be down further, considering that.
Awunzi went glass. Ellen Trillian again on the offensive boards. She now has her double-double, 14 points, 11 rebounds, 7 of them at the offensive end.
It's like you can't get position. Her position, even if you try to box her out, she's like, okay, I'll let you box out. I'm just going to nudge you slightly, and then when that ball goes up, I'm just going to use my really long wingspan and grab that ball.
And another big factor is Lindsay Clary now, who's had a strong second half, now on 4 fouls with 5:11 remaining. So Reading right now, a great timeout from Coach Portero Luque. Right now they need to just calm down, get a few stops, get some points on the board, because right now the Cavaliers absolutely running away with it. 12-4 in this 4th period.
Yeah, Cavs are having things their own way as well, especially with clearly on 4 fouls as well. If you're Thames Valley, just run into the lane and try and draw that foul. If you foul around, it's a problem. But everything at the moment is falling Thames Valley's way. They're doing a fantastic job on the boards. If we knew they would, a very strong rebounding team, and Reading just haven't really been able to counter that.
And the highlights of the last few possessions. Robin Ains training up 3, and you can see what it means to her. A huge bucket from Ains, who spent last season with the Loughborough Riders.
And if you look at that possession as well, you had either, I forget if it was 4 or 5, but practically the entire team touching the ball, moving it round, everyone getting involved to find that right shot.
As Chinua Awunzi will start the possession up again for the Cavaliers. Rockets really need a few stops just to get them back into this game. Goldsby misses everything. As Clary, who will stay into the game on 4 fouls, on the ball now.
It's a cut final, she has to.
Absolutely.
That's the play to the end.
San Francisco, here is Clary, nearly travelled with it. Backing down Okwoza, up and under, blocked by Trillian. Clary was falling to the ground, but Trillian got her hand right in the way at the right time. As you see the replay, it's great footwork from Clary, nearly travelled with it on the first attempt and did well to try and get a shot up. Meyer hasn't scored in this second half yet as Clary misses the short hook. 12 rebounds now for Ellen Trillian to go with 14 points. Awunzi a 3. This is everything. And Mackay has it.
I've been really impressed by Mackay's ball handling ability. She really can handle the ball.
Yeah, definitely. Such a young player as well.
Inside to Meyer inside, and she will go to the foul line. That is now 4 fouls on Ellen Trillian. So foul trouble is creeping up with the Cavaliers. Kat Goldsby, 3 fouls. Chukovic has sat out for a while on 4. Okwoza also on 4, and now Trillian joins the 4-star party. As Jay Blackburn takes a seat, and Tyra Phelan comes in, and Amini Emmanuel will check into the game for the Cavaliers as well.
And if you're Reading now, you need to use this run to try and take advantage of it with Trillian on the bench.
That's it. TBC have done a really good job in using all of Trillian's assets down low in the post and the offensive end. It's now down to Meyer and Cleary now that she's off to take advantage of that and get to the bucket.
But at some point you will expect Trillian to come in for, the seating on the bench. The sitting on the bench will not be long.
No, not at all.
It really won't, and they'll have her for just 2 minutes off the court. So the Rockets really need to take advantage of this. Ainge dribbling her way out of trouble.
See, now Reading have having to play intense defense, on the ball defense. That's a great cut.
And a foul has been called on the floor. Of course, that basket will not count.
It's a great little pick and roll there that was actually. It's a great little bounce pass through as well.
Amini Emmanuel with that foul, and that is now 5 fouls for Lindsay Clary, so she will take a seat. She will take no further part. So like Trillian in the last few seconds, and now Lindsay Clary out of the game, has been dogged by foul trouble throughout. She sat the majority of the first half with foul trouble, is now fouled out. Goldsby. 4 minutes left. Goldsby driving, blocked by Meyer. Reading can now break. Phelan. Karpova. Mika Meyer. Blocked by Okwoza. Cavaliers ball. Time on their side. Goldsby slowing the play down. Emmanuel looking for options.
There it is. Oh.
And Okwoza's path was blocked by San Francisco. And Reading will get the ball back. So 2 stops there for the Rockets, but they need to make it count. Still a lot of time. 3:20 left. 13-point game. Both teams nearing foul trouble, both on 14 fouls right now. So it's not out of the way. We've seen it happen before, of course. I know we go back to last season, but most famously it happened last season with Stockport Lapwings coming back from 10 down in the final minute and 58 seconds. So for the Reading Rockets, this isn't out of their reach, is it?
No, not at all. And it is doable, and we saw it in the first half. So Reading were able to force the turnovers and get the stops. It's just that they weren't able to get the points at the other end, which is so crucial. If you can get the stop, it's great, but unless you're scoring, it's not going to help.
So, with 3:20 remaining in this game, a big thank you to everyone who is joining us on the Basketball England live stream. Great to have you here, all on board for what promises to be a fantastic ending to this Women's National Cup final between the Cavaliers and the Rockets. The Cavaliers leading 57-44. Kat Goldsby with 14 points. Elan Trillian with 14 points, but leading all scorers right now is Robin Ainge with 15.
And if you're Thames Valley here, time is on your side. Just take your time. There's no need to rush shots. Look for the right shot. Keep your composure and just keep hold of that lead.
At the same time, you can say the same for the Rockets right now. There's still a lot of time on the clock. Feeling the three. Nearly banked it home. The rebound from San Francisco doesn't go. And Goldsby another rebound, but she steps out of bounds. She believes she was fouled by Meyer, but either way, it's a Rockets ball.
Yeah, it's interesting with Reading chasing the game now. I mean, they're 2 for 16 from 3, so it's going to be really interesting how they get back into this game, whether or not they make options down low, or if they decide we're going to have to start putting up threes and trying to get back into this game. But with them 2 for 16, I'm not sure that's going to be the right option. They're going to get to the line.
And on the flip side, Cavaliers 6 for 19 from downtown. All 6 of those triples have come in the second half, so they've found their rhythm a bit late, but they found it anyway.
Yeah, if you're ready,
Phelan double dribbled with it. You could see instantly as soon as she picked up her dribble and then picked it back up again what was going to happen there, and a turnover from the Rockets.
And it can be a tough spot for Reading. So, as Will said, if the three hasn't been dropping, is it going to start dropping now? Do you want to try and get inside to get some more higher percentage points? Because you don't want to get yourself into a trap where you're just taking shots and it's not working.
Stussy Chukovic is going to come back into the game for the Cavaliers as Goldsby, who's been taking hits all game long, takes one square in the face.
I mean, there was a bit of a moving screen as well during that action, but they fought through the screen, and then it was from getting through the screen. What happens then is you're going straight through. If you see here just now, she jumps it,
bang.
And it's just bang straight through. It's because she's trying to overcompensate on the hedge rather than just getting a hand out on the hedge and just stopping the shot. She's getting a bit too aggressive trying to get the steal.
Now Rockets in the penalty, so Kat Goldsby will go to the foul line. Averaging 17 points per game, 4th in the WNBL this season. Was also a part of the Hoops Fix Summer Pro-Am over in Suffolk in London. actually came third with her Team Diamond squad. And she will now take a deserved breather as Stussy Čuković will come back into the game for the first time since the early stages of the second quarter.
I mean, Goldsby's put in a shift today. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and she's just been crucial for Thames Valley.
San Francisco misses the floater. And here is Čuković, being marked by 3 Reading players, does well to keep the ball. And a turnover there if Rockets get the ball back, but they need to make it count at the other end. Mackay driving. Great defense there from Owunzi, and a foul called. Entering the final 2 minutes of this game, and it's been a scrappy few minutes, and you'd like to think that the Rockets would have put a few points on the board, especially as they've got some well-deserved stops, but the points have just not come for them.
No, and since that timeout as well, they've not been able to score, and it's just, I mean, it sounds stupid, but obviously it's the point of the game is that you need to get some points on the board and make as many stops as you like, get as many rebounds as you like, but unless the ball's going in the basket, it's not going to work.
21 turnovers for the Cavaliers, and they've only capitalised on 12 of them.
It looks like Reading are trying to trap full court at the moment as well, the way they're setting up on this on defence. But I think at the moment what's going to do is end up TBC
it's
going
just
to the
going to
foul
end
line.
up with TBC going to the foul line. They're in the penalty right now. That's 2 fouls on Karpova. So Robin Ainge will go to the foul line for the Cavaliers, and it's just about keeping your composure now. Time's on your side. You're up by 16. And Rockets really need to get some points on the board, as substitutions will come in as Vivian Moyo checks in. Robin Ainge takes a seat, and you'd think that's Robin Ainge's last acts of the game. Cavaliers up by 17 points.
Yeah, and she's getting a great reaction from the crowd as well. She showed what a great player and what a great game she's had today.
Jenny Dorney-Savage also into the game as well. Inside to Mika Meyer, and she just about gets her shot to drop. Moyo, the trap there from the Rockets, and a foul called, and you can see the frustration. Karpova telling Chizan Mackay just to calm down, don't get your hands there.
That's experience.
And it's experience, but at the same time, experience can say so much things, but when it's happened live like there, Cavaliers now at the foul line and a chance to, you could say, just put the game properly to bed. It's a double-digit lead, 1:43 remaining. And just before the free throws were taken, Sewa San Francisco almost collapsing to the floor.
She's put in a shift today, 35
she has
minutes.
35 minutes, 11 points, and 3 assists, and 3 steals, and 2 blocks as well. So she's filled up the stat sheet, and Mackay going inside. That's beautifully done.
She's really impressed me today.
And
really
a
impressed
turnover
me.
there from the Cavaliers.
Yeah, Mackay has really been impressive today. You said she was 17?
Yeah.
17, and to be able to lead this Rockets team at points, and her handle is really, really good at 17 years old.
But another turnover for the Cavaliers, so Rockets really need to get some quick points on the board. Slowing it down there isn't going to help. San Francisco inside, turned over. Dorney-Savage comes up with it. Čuković partially blocked there from Meyer, and a foul called. A jump ball, excuse me. It was under the basket. It will go the way of the Rockets, or will it? I think I was going to say it should be a Rockets possession, and is. I didn't think I had that one wrong. Mackay. Meyer. Open layup is good. Another basket for the Rockets. Nearly turned over from Karpova. Čuković. Dorney-Savage. Moyo. Turned over. Karpova has it. It's 2-on-1. Moyo gets it back.
great hustle play there. Great hustle play. Didn't give up on the play. Lost the ball, came back.
Dawnie Savage, an open three. No good. Excuse me, that was Kimberly Wilkes with the three. "36 seconds left, and you can just see the Cavaliers fans itching to get up to their feet. Smiles on their faces. There's a small contingent of Reading Rocket fans here in Manchester as well, and it's been a great advert for women's basketball, no doubt about that. That's the main story from our side. It's been competitive, as you see Matt Johnson there for the Rockets in the background.
It has definitely, and like Coach Rob said before the game as well, the importance for women's basketball in this country. It's a great showcase that we have here on display, because the talent at this level it's great. It should be seen, it should be shown.
Absolutely, and of course, you know, teams being in the WBBL Trophy this season, a fantastic step forward, increased attendances and live streaming numbers. And the layers of travel. As Emma Bush thought she had that Kodak moment there, as Reggie Miller likes to say, but unfortunately missed the handle and travelled with it. But Cavaliers leading by 11. It's a 2-for-1, but it's academic really now. Phelan out of bounds.
And this is always a good opportunity if you're Reading as well. Yes, you're down 18 seconds to go, but it's a real life game situation in a cup final. You can use it to practice some plays, draw up something, try something in this kind of situation.
That's Emma Bush's second foul, as Tyra Phelan, another of the junior products coming through this Rockets Academy, going to the foul line, misses the first. Shot clock now turned off, a big smile on Rob Banks's face. This means so much to this Thames Valley Cavaliers unit, as the coaching is virtually split between Banks and Kat Goldsby. Kat Goldsby, a player assistant coach on the team sheet, and my goodness me, has she put in a shift today. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. But it's been a fantastic all-round performance from the Cavaliers, as that's a third foul on San Francisco. And Stusi Čukovic to finish things off for the Cavaliers from the foul line, makes the first.
And when you're the Cavaliers and you've got a squad like this, players that have been together for several years, you've come close to the final, you've not made it, this is the first time they've made it, and they're going to be taking the trophy back home to Thames Valley.
It's going to be really interesting who the MVP will be, whether it will be...
There's a lot to choose from
yeah.
as well.
Whether it will be Helene, whether it will
absolutely.
be Kat Goldsby, whether it will be Ainge. There's 3 in the running, I think. It'll be really interesting.
Phelan dreams in a 3, and a quick whistle has gone as soon as Phelan knocked down that 3. 11.8 seconds remaining as 3/10 were originally taken off.
Could we see a Reggie Miller moment with 11 seconds left, 9 points?
Bush. Here is Dawnie, and she's missed the layup. Čukovic on the follow as Dawnie Savage missed the layup. San Francisco. Final seconds. Banks it home, but it doesn't matter. The Thames Valley Cavaliers have won the Women's National Cup, their first ever trophy as a franchise, and you can see what it means to them. 66-57 victors here in Manchester today. Robin Ains with 17 points, Kat Goldsby with 16. For the Reading Rockets, Mika Meyer with 16 points, so are San Francisco with 13. Unfortunately, it's a hat-trick of final defeats for this proud Reading Rockets team, who can hold their head up high. No shame in losing to a team of the calibre of the Cavaliers. but it's another year of heartbreak for the Rockets, who have done so well to build themselves up from last season, almost relegated from Division 1. They've come up, they've reached the final, they've come up short today, but for the Cavaliers, this is their moment, this is their time. It's a first trophy for the Cavaliers, and what a time to get it. The celebrations can begin.
Yeah, and you can see what it means to Thames Valley as well. I would say, having come up just a bit short last season into the semi-final, you've got a squad that have played together for so long, and when you've got that court and you've reached this, it's such a great experience for them as well. And like you say, credit to Reading. What a turnaround to them from last season. They played a great game today. They got off to a really good start as well. Basically, for 3 quarters, it was touch and go for them. You know, it was just the fourth. Thames Valley were able to use that experience to pull away the leadership of Katherine Goldsby and Faith Quoster. I'm sure we'll see Reading back here. They've got a great squad of players and lots of young players as well, and it's that experience that they'll use to fuel them next time.
Absolutely, and there's nothing to be ashamed of for the Rockets. Still in contention, as you can see. It's very emotional for the Rockets to see Chloe Lamas just shedding back some tears. But for the Rockets, they're still in great contention in the league, as are the Cavaliers. No doubt both teams should, in theory, make the playoffs. Who knows, they might even be back here in April for the women's final, but nothing to be ashamed of.
Nothing at all to be ashamed of. I mean, the one positive from a loss like this today is the likes of Mackay and the likes of Phelan and San Francisco and Loughborough. That's your core moving forward into the next couple of years. So it's just Reading they're going to be upset and they're going to have to take this at hard, but the future looks bright for Reading Rockets basketball.
But this is what it's all about right here on your screen. The Thames Valley Cavaliers celebrating their first ever trophy. Of course, the men have won a couple of titles on their way to playing in Division 1, but Thames Valley, who you could say were probably the most competitive of all the teams competing in the WBBL trophy earlier on in the year, can now add National Cup winners to their CV. What a proud moment for them, Kaz.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's the pinnacle, isn't it? It's what you want. You want to get that silverware, take it home, write your name in the history books, and they've done that. And they're going to be so pleased travelling back to Thames Valley today.
And as Kaz will now depart to grab a player, if we can grab one amongst the celebrations that will be beginning in a bit. Of course, we will now go to the post-game award pickups as the 3 officials who called it as it was, a great performance from them. Of course, Daniel Cox, Jordan Radwell, and Michael Diamond Hunter, Dr. Michael Diamond Hunter, the table officials led by Owen Parker, doing a fantastic job as well. And table officials, referees, they get slated quite a lot. Of course, sometimes as a player you get the emotions sometimes get the better of you. I know in your years of playing you've had a few disagreements with referees, but the job is just such a difficult one, and doing it as it is very tough, isn't it?
Me disagree with refs? No, never disagree with a ref. I always make an effort to always thank your referees and your volunteers, because without those guys we can't play. So it's always good to make sure that the refs understand that they're appreciated and your table officials are appreciated. And we need more statisticians in England basketball. So if you're interested in being a table official, make sure you get involved with being a statistician. It's much needed.
And just before the Thames Valley Cavaliers collect their award, Kaz is with Kat Goldsby. Take it away, Kat.
Kat, congratulations. A really tough game today. You started off a little bit behind, but you were able to come back into it. How are you feeling after that?
After that win, it's great. It was a hard-fought game. We gave it our all, and it's a great feeling.
Yeah, really physical game as well, and a huge all-around team effort. You've had a core of this squad together for a few years, and what does it mean to you to be able to come out today with the win?
It's a lot. I mean, it means a lot to us because we've worked so hard over the last few years, and this win means a lot to all of us. And to see that all the girls put everything into it today, it's a great feeling. It's amazing.
A great game, a great display of women's basketball in this country as well, which is a great showcase for it. So, thank you very much. I'll let you go congratulate. Go and celebrate. I'll congratulate you, and you can celebrate with your team.
Thank you.
Kat.
And I thought I was going to make one for the blooper reel, but it was Kaz who did it. It was all Kaz. Awesome times. Kat Goldsby, it was a hard-fought win for them, as she said, but thoroughly deserved.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, between Kat, Helene, they really pushed through for TVC to get over the line, especially in that start of the fourth quarter. Helene just came into her own when they went back to a man for Reading. So it between the decision making of Kat and Helene, it was really good. Really good.
And here is what it's all about. The Cavaliers now collecting their winners' medals. And a thoroughly deserved win today, as I just said to Will, as you see Kat Goldsby getting her winners' medal, and no doubt will lift her trophy here today. Thoroughly deserved. I think we've lost Kaz on the comms, actually. Her comms has just gone off. There we go, Cams. You're back. You're back.
Yeah, Kat, what a crucial player to this team. She's been with Thames Valley for 3 seasons. We said, she can score, she can rebound, 4.8 steals per game. It's ridiculous. She's such a good player, so critical to this squad, and it's great to see her be able to lift the trophy with them.
Absolutely. But one of the comments that's just come through, Evie Grayston, thank you for joining us. Well done to both teams, played amazing. That's what it's all about. This is showcasing the best of women's basketball, not just in the WBBL, but the WNBL, where over the years, some of the coverage has been, we're trying to grow the coverage of the WNBL and raise the awareness of the league, and it's moments like this which just make it all worthwhile. Of course, we've seen some fantastic games before. We saw another one here today as the Cavaliers will prepare, as Rob Banks just shaking the hand of Basketball England CEO Stuart Kellett. The MVP award is still up in the air as to who it is. It could be anyone, really.
I'm going with Helene, but I think it might go to Kat.
So Kat Goldsby will pick up the trophy, but they're still celebrating and posing for pictures. They haven't even got the trophy yet. Here she comes. Kat Goldsby coming back again, collecting the National Cup off Stuart Kellett, Basketball England CEO, posing for pictures before she cries over to the team. Thames Valley Cavaliers, the Women's National Cup winners for 2023. Congratulations to Kat Goldsby, Rob Banks, everyone involved with the Cavaliers organisation. Faith Okwosa, who does so much off the court for the club.
And Faith as well, overcoming quite a...
And MVP, it looks like it's the French wizardress herself, Hélène Trillian.
I called it.
You called it well. And what a performance she put in today. 14 points, 11 rebounds, 4 steals, 3 assists. Congratulations to Hélène Trillian, your Women's National Cup Most Valuable Player for 2023. The Golden Ball is hers. The National Cup is Thames Valley's.
completely well-deserved. What a game she's had today as well. Such a difference maker.
It really was the difference between the two teams. Her inside presence, the fact there was some foul trouble for the Reading bigs, it allowed her to get some work in. They tried to negate that by the 1-3-1 zone, but as soon as they went back to the man, she just made sure that she knew that everyone knew, you can't guard me down here. I'm going to the bucket, and I'm getting what I want.
But there are so many candidates for this MVP award. Robin Haynes, of course, leading the scoring with 17 points, with 4 3-pointers. Kat Goldsby, of course, 16 points. But Elan Trillian, probably the right call, had the highest plus-minus out of any player on the court, 22, a plus-minus of 22, and an index rating, of course, of 22 as well, so thoroughly deserved that.
And if you look, she's done it in 22 minutes. She's not played 35, 40 minutes again. She's been very, very efficient in the time that she's been on court.
Absolutely, and as we now wind down to this Women's National Cup final, and we go, as you see, just in the corner there, Matt Johnson and Ben Fisher in the background. But as we wind down now for the Women's National Cup final, Thames Valley Cavaliers coming out on top. It's now all about the Men's National Cup final, tipping off in around 20 minutes' time. And it's going to be a fantastic occasion. Kaz, you'll be taking your bow and enjoying the Men's Cup final. Any last thoughts as we prepare for the Men's Cup final?
I just think, we should thank Basketball England as well and NBA Live for putting on such a great showcase that we see. It's just been a fantastic weekend. This is my 5th game of the weekend. I'm looking forward to just sitting back now and watching the men's game.
And Will, you're going to unfortunately stay with me for the men's game. Sorry, you're going to have to put up with me for 40 more minutes, maybe a bit longer. But we'll be joined by Jason Swain in around 5 minutes' time. So join us on the Basketball England YouTube channel for Hemel Storm against the Derby Trailblazers. Our congratulations to Thames Valley. They are National Cup winners. Join us in 5 minutes' time. I'm John Hobbs. Thank you to Kaz Bullock. Take care.